so Sultai Valki. So we played Jund Control yesterday, and we had played a bunch of Sultai in the previous weeks, and I was like, I really liked having Tibalt Cosmic Imposter as another source of card advantage in games that went long, and I was like looking at like what the pathways let us do in terms of colors that they support, and the fact that the pathways are always untapped really lets you kind of do quirky things in terms of splashing like this. So if you look at this deck, we're mostly black. So I've got the all three of the black pathways in our color combinations in this deck. And then we've got 8 Triomes here. So the numbers of colored sources in the mana base actually lines up really well here. Like, we've got enough black sources to cast our black spells consistently. We're at 18 black sources. We've got, how many blue is it? It's 8, 12, 14 blue, 14 green, and 10 red. So I think the raw numbers on those work out very well. So I think Disdainful Stroke is a great card in the current format. The Yorion decks are very good, and having access to this like counter target thing out of them is strong. You have some negates here as well for their emergent ultimatums, and then Binding of the Old Gods is one of the most flexible answers in this format. Destroy any non-land permanent, and then it also ramps us a little bit, which can be color fixing too, right? So like, we only have 10 red sources, but this can search up Ketria Triome, because the Ketria Triome is a forest, to help us both get to Ugin more quickly, as well as color fix for whatever things we might be missing. So we've got good answers in like Soul Shatter, Heartless Act, Binding. We've got Mazemind Tome, as well as Tibalt to generate card advantage in the late game. Then we've got Crawling Barrens to beat people down. So let's go ahead and dive on into some games with this and see if this is functional. And not only if it's functional, but if it feels reasonable, like if the mix of spells is something we're interested in having. So. And then I was thinking, after we play this one for a bit, I've got a bunch of other decks put together that I'm not quite sure what I want to play, so maybe we'll let chat vote on what the second Magic deck we played today is. I know the math works out with pathways and cards that cost double mana. It's a lot more convoluted. They're pathways are much worse at casting double colored cards for sure. Pretty easy mulligan here with no black source to start. We need a black source. Is this just like the same fucking hand? God damn it, Magic. I bottom the Nightmare here, I think. Yeah, I started Magic earlier today because I just really haven't been enjoying the current Runeterra patch. I kind of struggled through it yesterday, and we got like halfway through today, and I was just off it. I don't know. I might just focus on Magic for a little bit until their next update happens. Sen, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel today. Okay, so now I have to decide. I think I'm actually gonna play this tapped and pass. Because if my opponent goes green source henge, I can Binding of the Old Gods to kill the henge, which seems good. We are not done with God of War yet. But Mythgard reached out to me to do some sponsored segments for their game. So, I like their core gameplay, so we're gonna play some of that. Played that one before. just gonna cantrip this. They must have Shepherd, maybe? I think we're just doing this either way. We need to get double shepherded? Feels a little bad. It's a pretty big tempo blowout. Draft Brew. Thank you for the third of year. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Good morning. Yeah, I think we're about to get savaged now, huh? And this is, honestly, this is such a good example of why sweepers are so bad in this format. Like, so many of these cards get so much value, you basically can't, I'm not sure that Extinction Event's a card I actually want in my main deck in this deck. General, oh my god, I just cast the wrong spell. Alright, I'm off it. It's been a bad day. Man, it's been a bad day. All right, let's shake it off, huh? I meant to cast Elspeth. That's fine. We were very likely losing that game anyways. All right. Extinction Event, to what we were talking about. Bad because most things you need to kill on sight because of the constant value that they generate when they come into play. Finish articulation. I think this is a matchup where we leave in the 2 main deck Disdainful Strokes, but we don't board in others. I don't think this is a dead weight matchup. This is mostly for mono white and mono green. Or mono red and mono white. Okay. Shake. Let's stand it up so we can physically shake it off. YOLO. Let's grind into some Doomblades, huh? We have a lot of those. Feels like strong hand sucks keep energy. I think we want to scry here. It's pretty important with double Ugin in hand that we hit all of our land drops. They don't give us something worth stroking. We can draw 2 cards here, which is great. Ooh, that's kind of tough. I think we just do this to try and stop their next threat. It could be right to cycle this to work towards our land, though. Can also be right to just trade here. I have Wilt to kill this down the line. We don't need second blue. That's a brutal draw. I think we're probably dead. We're coming back from that. Pretty unfortunate sequence for us. Maybe I'm not supposed to block the 3-1 to keep them off the Mammoth. Rogues, probably. Black 3A. I'm gonna go out on a limb and mise that the Disdainful Stroke's probably bad against the Luris deck. What if I do this? If I do this and they have another Croxo, we can attack them with Crocs the next turn, right? They unfortunately have a Blood Chief's Thirst here. We're just ditching this. Guess I don't need another green or blue source. I could be right to just do this, huh? Getting to discard a card out of their hand and then exile their graveyard both seems real strong. I don't know, I kind of want to hit my land drops with this, though. Maybe we get a little lucky and they don't hit a land, so they can't do both of these next turn. Definitely losing the Nightmare here. I'm gonna draw a card in case we draw Valki. If we had Valki, we could play it and get rid of this. As long as there are 4 or more instant sorceries, this gets 3-1. Need 2 more cards to escape their Kroxa, so 2 more cards and a red source. So Elspeth's Nightmare is our best draw this turn. You cannot counter Kroxa Escape with Disdainful Stroke. Kroxa Escaped has a converted mana cost of 2. Oh, you know what? I should have attacked with Crawling Barrens, right? I could have still held up Stroke. Okay, I missed 2 points of damage there. Should we have blocked with Barrens? No, I definitely don't want to animate a land on my turn, on their turn, and risk them having a removal spells. Barrens can't block the 1/1 because if my land dies, I can't play Ugin next turn. Chat, come on now, stop it. What if my land would have gotten Mire's Grasp here? This is clever on their part. They know Ugin's coming, so they're killing their thing.
Power without wisdom is the path of the fool.
Silence. Ugin created the sound of silence. Hello, youngest son. What's up? You got a pipe cleaner guy? Alright, let's get rid of that.
Return to the essence of the multiverse.
And put some more on here. Alright, they drew the land. The land lets them go Luris, play Arcfiend Vessel, make a 5/5, and it makes my Ugin -0 for the turn. Lets them keep the Luris, along with the graveyard that has nothing else for Luris to recast. Binding of the Old Gods means that we do this, kill this, plus Ugin, kill Valoris. They've claimed they could have killed Ugin. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Barrens is very good. Speaking of good, Eliminate sounds good here. Definitely better than Disdainful Stroke. Honestly, our main deck seems pretty reasonable here. I just like swapping strokes for eliminates and clicking submit. I think that's the case. Yeah, unfortunately, I prefer Faceless Haven in general, but you can't play Faceless Haven with all the pathways. The mana is so much easier. A huge Celestial Colonnade fanatic. Yep. I mean, this deck that we're currently playing has big blue-white, no win cons, just Celestial Colonnade vibes, right? Basically what we're playing. We have 29 actual lands in this deck, but 8 of them cycle and 4 of them attack. So like we're on 17 lands that don't do things, which is nice. In addition to Crawling Barrens, Ugin and Tibalt are like technically win conditions, but like Ugin and Tibalt are win conditions that like do other things. They're not just dedicated win conditions, which is great. Dear Dorit, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel. It has big comeback opponent. I wasn't done winning yet. Energy. That's a great way. It's a great way to classify this deck. And really, one of the things that makes the mana base work in this deck so well is, again, the fact that, like, all of our spells only require single colors. So, like, we need a black land to play Magic, but we only really need one of them, which is great. And, like, we only have single red, single blue, single green spells. So even though the mana base, like, looks kind of ambitious at a glance, in practice, when you start to analyze it from the mathematical perspective, the mana base in this deck is super duper reasonable. I like it a lot. I am many things, Beard, but I am not a liar. Wonder if they have another way to animate this back this turn. We have an eliminate to kill it, or a binding if so. Ooh, that was a good draw. That was a really good draw. The red-black Titan decks are the reason why I put the Extinction Events in the main. They've been really popular. I think this card's pretty bad against the Lovestruck Beast decks, but it's very good in the Titan matchup. Yeah, we're done here, opponent. Is it a free roll? That's a good question. I think you might be right. I think it is, actually. That's not a dumb question at all. It is actually 100% a free roll. It just takes the sideboard slot. Yeah, in. I appreciate you. Yep. All right, what are we cutting? It's like a 4th deadweight. I think I'm down to cut the 4th deadweight. I appreciate you, Sheriff. That's a great suggestion. It's technically mana fixing for our deck too, right? Because like we can play it for green and then it can make red for Valki. He's like another creature land. Yeah, in a way. That's good, yeah. Thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel. It does not let us cast Ugin, no. Yeah, the text on Jeg explicitly means that you can't make colorless mana with it. It's only play like the green-black parts of these cards, so it's just a free 5/5. It's just 8 mana, put a 5/5 into play. Okay, so opponent is playing the Sultai Ultimatum deck. I personally am very excited to miss our 3rd land in our 29 land deck. Having both of our main deck strokes in our opener is very good here, at least. Should we sideboard lands for when variance gets us? Asking the real questions. Hey, Catagwalk, thanks for the 1.5 years. Welcome back. Does paper magic still exist? Yes, in casual hearts and minds everywhere. You just peak magic? How about a 3rd land? 8-drop? You asked for an 8-drop, Jeff? Was that what you were looking for? Nailed it. Yes, this is my Valki aggro deck. He's been eliminated. Little does my opponent know, Eliminate's actually better than Heartless Act against my deck. That's true. In real countries, there probably is magic, paper magic. Australia, New Zealand. Yay, we did it! Casting Gonti over a webcam is weird. That's funny. Man. I guess I'm just discarding Nightmare for now. I know we kept a 2-lander, but like, pretty unfortunate. All things considered. Come on. We're winning though. We're up 4 points on the scoreboard. That's definitely a take. Okay, and now we're dead, right? This is where the magic happens. Yep. Feels bad, man. Wilt's probably fine. It cycles at least. We didn't even need to hit all of our land drops there. Playing a binding for no value have been good there. No, they had an emergent ultimatum in their hand. They had a counter spell that countered a spell unless I played one. So, like, the result of playing binding there would have been they would have countered my spell and they would have untapped and played a card that killed me. I no longer had a counter spell available. So no, playing binding for no value and losing the game would have been bad. Hoping to draw 4 lands in, 12 cards was the line. Missing the first land drop wasn't that unlucky. The fact that we only got to 4 lands in a dozen turns was unlucky. We kept a kind of land light hand and then got incredibly unlucky after the fact. It's just how it goes. I don't think our keep was bad. I don't think any of our plays were bad. It's just how the game works sometimes. And Magic's a best of 3 game, so even when you get a little bit unlucky, you get plenty of chance to redeem yourself. Which is nice. Gonna keep him out of my hands here. Stop it, bad opponent. Yeah, and we're a little flooded this game, but like the Triome's about to cycle, so it's like not too big of a deal. Got me. Don't fight over their ramp spells, just let those happen. Would love to draw a Nightmare here. It's our best draw for sure. We gotta counter that one. Okay. Found some spells, chat fam. Another Omen. Unfortunately, Omen into Yorion Blink Omens next turn. It's probably gonna bury us, I imagine. For those not familiar with the interaction, this Binding of the Old Gods cannot kill Vorinclex. It comes into play with no counters on it. We can't kill this with Ugin reasonably either, because Ugin's only going to come in with 3 counters. Need to draw Heartless Act real bad. whole lot we can do that match. Unfortunate mana variance in the first game, and then drawing our counterspell one turn too late, and not having any of our removal spells. I don't know that our deck let us down, just how Magic goes. Remember, Magic's a game that has an incredible number of non-games. You're just gonna die sometimes. Even when your deck is ideal, sometimes you're not gonna have lands, or sometimes your answers aren't gonna line up into what they have going on. They had their one of Vorinclex in their 80 card deck, and we didn't have one of our, half a dozen spells that kill Vorinclex. Why was Binding not functional to kill Vorinclex? Because you should read the card. You should read Vorinclex. Because sagas don't work while Vorinclex is in play. This was a lovely draw. You step on my face, opponent? Nope. Just Soul Shatter here. Keep them off of... I don't currently have an answer to Henge in my hand. Do 2 Vorinclex on the board cancel each other? They do, Drago. Guess I'm like looking for lands here at this point. I think it's right to get a counter on here so I can work this towards gaining 4 life in a pinch. Definitely want to... Actually, it might be right to leave that in play now since I drew the Disdainful Stroke. Could see that being the case. Extinction Event looking much worse than a removal spell here yet again. I'm going to stop on my upkeep because if I brick on drawing a land with this, I probably want to scry for one. It's pretty important that I hit my land drops. Huh? How do we feel about Extinction Event for evens here? I think I'm into it. Cleans up both these idiots, keeps my life total kind of high. This is probably a matchup where having the companion's pretty good. It's like random 5/5 body is decent. Is this last card a land, or you just have a 1/1? It is a land, sweet. Speaking of lands, let's go looking for one. I think I'm bottoming that. Going Rush Fire Elemental isn't very good. So we're 1 land off of Valki at this point. We're gonna get to draw a card with this here. So we can play this. We can play Mazemind Tome. We can Heartless Act something, and then we can draw with Mazemind Tome. Killing this means Lovestruck Beast can no longer attack. Pretty clean in and out. I could see an argument for Deadweight being good in this matchup. How do you feel about Deadweight versus Elspeth's Nightmare, especially on the draw? I feel like Elspeth's Nightmare is pretty weak on the draw. The resource efficiency standpoint of this card is very appealing. 2 mana deal 20 is pretty good. It is. It's not bad. Solidly above average. This hand's fine. Not amazing, but fine. Hey, some folks using the Mythgard command in chat. That's a digital card game I'll be doing a sponsored segment for at the end of the stream today and Thursday. It's one I've played in the past, but they've released a couple of other sets since the last time that I played. In addition to the gameplay being very reasonable in Mythgard, Mythgard is what I would describe as the most feature-complete digital card game I've ever touched. They have a fully in-client tournament mode. You can cube draft with friends using your own custom list of cards. They have a 2v2 gameplay mode. They have a single-player story mode. I mean, feature completeness standpoint, there isn't a single other digital card game that really holds a candle to them currently. I have not seen the Blue-White Flyers list, Jake. Feel free to drop a link in chat. Yeah, it has, so like most card games, it has mouse over extension for Twitch, only theirs is built into their client. It's not a third-party thing. I literally just open up the options and click, all right, share to Twitch. I'm pretty sure we keep Crawling Barrens. Again, the fact that our color requirements are so loose, even the colorless land here is fine. If we had bottomed a non-land there, we would have scryed again during our upkeep, which is why I put the stop here. Expecting my opponent to go Innkeeper plus 3 mana. Plus 3 mana adventure card this turn to guarantee get a little value off their Innkeeper. I assume is the reason they didn't do anything. Yep. So my plan here is to Soul Shatter their 3-drop this turn, and then we'll Heartless Act, kill the Innkeeper next turn to cut off its ability to generate more card advantage. And we can draw a card with this in addition to that, which is nice. So we'll scry it into turn, trying to guarantee our 4th land. And I think, again, like, even though it's a colorless source, we're definitely just in for it, right? We want to hit every land drop for the rest of this game. Got two Ugins in my hand. I don't want to miss. Pretty unfortunate for us. Deadweight's not a terrible draw. Do I want to Valki them? I think so. Huh? I think it's just Questing Beast here. Yeah, their hand's real good. We're 3 turns off of Ugin. The question is going to be, can we live to get there? I think them playing Great Henge here is actually ideal for us. So they're obviously going to... They're obviously going to play Lovestruck Beast with that land, so we'll kill this so they don't get to draw a card with it. They still get to play the Lovestruck Beast here because they get to float mana. And the question is, can Mazemind Tome plus Valki plus Wellspring here bridge the gap until we get to... Eliminate's perfect. Land, please. We miss on the lands here. We're going to be in a world of trouble. Okay. Oh, right. This card generates card advantage in addition to making 3/3s. Why do the cards have so much text? Hey, Ackersai, thanks for 25 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Morning. Alright, I'm not dead on board, right? I'm currently taking 8. Yeah, so if they don't kill us this turn, if they don't kill us this turn, we could draw a land, and then the janitor could come in and save us, right? Oh, right. They're going to get the questing beast back. Yeah, that probably means we're on the zero outer. It's a good point. Great, Yaks are going to 2. I think I'm happy with how we boarded. I just kind of need to be on the play or have a binding to get to Ugin on time. And Standard's actually been really good, AK. Actually, I'm actually not super hot on the current Runeterra patch. We ended that game a little bit early this morning. And I've got another Magic tournament I'm playing this weekend, so I might spend a little bit extra time focusing on Magic the next couple days. Probably because they misclicked or they didn't realize I was going to transform it. We just get Mazemind going. How did the previous Magic tournament go? I had a lot of fun playing in it. Played good games that were interesting. read. I think I keep Ugin this time around. I've got a Binding of the Old Gods. Help ramp us up to it. Lovely. So I wasn't going to shoot this with Binding, but then we drew another one, so I have a backup for if they have a henge that gets down here. Yeah, all of the tournament play that I do will be on a delay. Affirmation. If I'm going to take the time and energy to play in a tournament, I'm going to make sure that I give myself the competitive integrity that you need by making sure there's no ghosting. Anybody that gets ghosted while playing in a major tournament deserves it. They should protect themselves. And I think because I have another Binding in hand here, actually just leave the Questing Beast in play, because if they play Henge, that's fine. Magic is a miserable game to tie your self-worth to your tournament results, Rook Jackson. It can be a fun game to play competitively if you don't do that, though.
I have cost mine.
Mine. Alright, don't Questing Beast me. Don't do it. Have a heart. If they don't Questing Beast us here, we're in an incredible spot. And even if they do Questing Beast us, we're not in a bad spot, we're just not in an incredible spot.
Don't try to follow.
Upstairs.
My flames beyond perception.
Can we adventure the Bone Crusher? We can. And if you adventure, so the way it, no, they don't actually get it. So when you take an adventure card and you adventure it, you can no longer cast the back half for any colored mana, but I have red mana, so I could stomp something, send it on an adventure, and then spend red mana to cast out the Bone Crusher Giant. For reference, is how that works. Yeah, so like we played, for people that didn't check in yesterday, we played Jund Control yesterday, and I liked that build a lot, but I felt myself missing Disdainful Stroke, so this deck is simply me asking myself the question, can I play the Jund deck with Disdainful Stroke? I mean, at a minimum, I feel confident in saying that our deck's mana base is functional that I'm currently playing. So I don't know if the mixture of spells that we're playing is competitive. Like, I don't know if our deck is on the power level that's appropriate to play in this format, but I definitely think that our deck is functional. We've been playing Magic for about an hour. I started early today. For those of you that are subs, if you want up-to-date notes on when I change my schedule on occasion, join the subscriber Discord server. And in the subs Discord server, you can assign yourself different roles for Arena Live Notify, Rune Tier Live Notify, and Variety Live Notify, where I tag those groups of people when I change games midstream. Definitely looking for lands. That's true. You can also join the sub Discord because it's great. There's a lot of great discussion about a lot of great things. But midstream notifications when I change games is a feature that we offer there. Yes, one Valki in the Sultai Ultimatum deck is stock now. That's true too. If you play Pokemon Go, and you're a sub, you should join the subs Discord server because we have a very active group of Pokemon Goers in there. I play a little bit. My wife plays an unhealthy amount. So if you're someone that's looking for a group to do remote raids with in Pokemon Go, the subs Discord is good for that too. Arad, thank you for the 14 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. They are unfortunately going to get to this Kroxa before. Oh, I think I gotta bottom that. It deals with Kroxa next turn. Well, I get to draw an extra card with this next turn. Yeah, I just gotta hit land drops though. Okay, so I think we do this because they have plenty of cards to get Kroxa to play next turn anyways. And then the second Nightmare is going to clear this after the fact. So they'll escape this back next turn. We'll discard one of these Ugins while binding the Kroxa, and then the second Nightmare will clean it up down the line. After you link your account, you have to click to join the server from your connections page. There are screenshots and instructions on my website. On that connections page where you link it, after it's linked up, it should show you all the subscriber servers you have access to. Pretty sure I want to scry looking for a land drop again here. Getting to Ugin on curve seems important. I'm not going to be able to draw this turn because I want to play Binding. Gaining life off the Mazemind Tome is also frequently huge in this matchup. I never need 2 red. Valki is our only red card. Bind him up. So get a little bit of scry action here. If we can find our way into a removal spell for this Woe Strider, we'll be in a very good spot, obviously. Another binding would be absurd. It would help us hit lands to get to Ugin. Okay, so we're going to 13 here. Hey, Ray Andreas, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel today. Hey, that's a great hit. So I'm gonna put a stop on my turn here so I can respond to my triggers, because I want to kill this Woe Strider before I exile their graveyard. This does mean I can't play Mazemind Tome and draw a card with it this turn, but that's fine. I think we'll probably just put Wellspring into our hand in this instance. And then we'll have a 5/5 for next turn. Shout out to the person in chat that realized we could play this card as a free roll. Looks real good here. Would really like to draw untapped lands for the next 2 turns. And you can see the fact that their graveyard was getting exiled forced my opponent to have some awkward sequencing here. They had to sack to scry after sacrifice, before and after these Fabled Passages. They shuffled some bad cards back into their deck, which was nice. Oh no! Oh no! Well, shit. Okay, so we got 2 draws and a piece of removal for this. Yikes. Alright, I take back the thank you that I gave to the person who recommended this card. This card's unplayable, and you are to blame for our current loss. So we're looking to dodge Bone Crusher Giant now, because they're going to hit us to 2. We're going to pay 5 and make this a 5/5. And then we've got 2 shots at a land for Ugin. We have a Scry plus a draw step. Really close game here. Survey says. Ring a ding ding. Alright. Gotta fade for a little bit. This gains us 4 life in 2 turns. Goodbye, friends.
It's surprisingly flexible.
Call the janitor. We need to clean up. Taking out the trash. Oh no. Oh no, they topped a card, chat. Oh no. Please just be Shatter Skull Smashing to kill Ugin. Alright. Alright. They milled a Bone Crusher Giant. Bop. Alright. Alrighty then.
Consider this.
Alright, we gotta dodge for 1 more turn, chat. One more turn. One more turn. Okay, and then we're not playing this Kroxa, because this Kroxa will put the Kroxa into their graveyard, which are not things we want to do. Survey says... Okay, this is fine. This is fine. We have 2 spells in hand, right? We have 2 spells in hand? This is not a lethal giant. Yeah, I'm gonna draw in response here in case we find a worse spell. We'd rather discard. We draw like a Disdainful Stroke here. All right, so I can't discard the land, because if I discard the land, I take 3. Bye.
Oh, some painful memories.
And we're done. Faded that Bone Crusher Giant for the key couple of turns there, and everything worked out just how we wanted it to. Disdainful Stroke looks pretty bad here. Eliminate looks pretty good. I think that's all we're doing. My main deck is set up pretty well for this matchup with both the Cling to Dust, Nightmares, and Extinction Events main. I like it a lot. It was. This standard format's generated a ton of really good games. I've been enjoying it a lot since we've been back. Nerf my skill. Thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel today. Welcome to everybody hanging out, by the way. It's great to see over 1,000 people in here. If you're new to the channel, my name's Chef Hoagland. I stream full-time here on Twitch. I do various card games and turn-based strategy games as my primary content. I also do some single-player story-driven stuff as well. Magic's the game I've been playing most of the late. Their new expansion's been a lot of fun. The current story-based game we're playing through is God of War on the PlayStation. We'll also be playing some Mythgard later today. Thanks for the follow, Nordu. If you're enjoying the content, feel free to give the channel a follow like Nordu there and drop by again sometime. I also have a YouTube channel where I post everything that I stream cut up by deck. So if you're someone that enjoys Magic or card games likes offbeat decks, we play a lot of those here. I think I'm just eliminating this Valki. I want to just keep my life total high here. What's God of War? God of War is a third-person action RPG on the PlayStation. I punted here, so I should have eliminated this on my turn to play around Village Rites. Well, I guess it doesn't matter, right? Because they would have just Village Rites the Croxa anyways. Yeah, that's fine. That wasn't really a mistake. Well, it was a mistake, but we wouldn't have been punished for it, is the better phrasing there. Francis, thanks for the follow. Play this on red, because we already have plenty of black mana. Oh, Dad of Boy. It is Dad of Boy. I get you now. So, they aren't quite at enough to escape Croxa yet, so I don't have to do this just yet. Throne of Death. So, with Throne of Death being played, I'm going to cling the Croxa in response, because if I don't do it now, they could throne it, and then I wouldn't get my 3 life, and they'd get to draw a card. Again, only need 1 red for Valki late game. So all our other red duels get played as their other side from there on out. This card seems really strong in matchups like this one. Nice and grindy for them. Like, keeps their graveyard full, lets them hit escape cards consistently, and also draws them cards with other things. It, like, taxes their graveyard resource a little bit extra, but still seems quite powerful. This targets, right? Exile a creature card. It does not target. Okay, so I can't really counter this with this. That's the thought. You know, I don't think I've really missed the dragon yet so far. Getting to play the companion as a free roll is really nice. That's aggressive. What's going on, Shweddy? Yeah, I've been back for over a week now. I came back with the Kaldheim release, and there's a ton of great and fun deck lists up on the YouTube channel. I think we're ditching Heartless Act for now. Second Croxa in hand to guess up to it. Could definitely have been what that was about. Dragon was definitely good at ramping to Ugin, you're not wrong. It's definitely accurate. Rats. It's like missing land drops feels real bad in this deck. You really just want to get to your Ugins as quickly as possible. Not having drawn any Elspeth's Nightmare is also awkward as well. My 1-month-old is finally asleep. No, I know that feel. In your not too distant future, my 7-month-old has now found the ability to crawl up the stairs. She doesn't quite realize yet that when she tries to sit down when she's gotten to a stair that she's happy with, she falls over backwards though. I think we're just passing back here. Suicide machines. Yeah, basically. Once your child is old enough to crawl, they basically just want to play with everything that can potentially kill them. And your job as a parent is to make sure they fail in their goal. "26 lands? You insult me. This deck is playing 29 lands. Thank you very much. Sounds like parents are just buzzkills. Come on, Mom. I want to play with the outlet real bad." So, I think adding Mythos is actually a pretty bad addition. Like, Binding of the Old Gods does what Mythos does, but it does it better, in my opinion. So I think that that's not a great inclusion on your part. Like if Ugin, I don't think that inclusion actively solves problems that this archetype has. Would be the consideration that I would give to it. So I feel like that yeah, it's adding a card to address something that's not actually a problem. If Binding and Ugin aren't enough to keep problem permanents off the table, I probably would rather play something else. This is the part where I exile their Croxa, they draw a card with it so I don't gain life, and then they, like, draw another Croxa off the top. Oh, really? Opponent made a small mistake there. I've really been enjoying these Binding of the Old Gods control decks. We've played Sultai, we've played Jund, and then this is a 4-color amalgamation we're trying today. I don't really know that I have a specific favorite among those. Do I enjoy playing with Yorion decks? Not really. I'm also not, I guess the bigger point is I'm not a huge fan of I'm not a huge, I don't mind playing with the Yorion decks. I really hate the Yorion mirror matches, is I think what it comes down to. These Cling to Dust, the Cling to Dust have been kind of medium in this matchup. I think after seeing how this plays out, I might cut this card. Just like go to the 4th Elspeth's Nightmare for Graveyard Hate. Oh, so they're still at 6 cards in their graveyard at this point. Yikes. I mean, I guess we're just killing Groxa again. It's just gonna keep coming back there, right? Yeah, like, the fact that I drew my Graveyard Hate this match, and it just, like, this game, and it just hasn't mattered, means this probably isn't good enough. Yeah, I wanna go to the next game. So yeah, we'll see how game 3 goes, if this is useful in that game, but the fact that most of the things you want to exile in this matchup are creatures, which means this doesn't draw a card, feels really bad. Could we have cast both with Wellspring? No, I needed 9 mana to do that, right? Because Wellspring only makes 2 total towards these. So I would have needed 8. I don't think I had enough cards in my bin, right? I definitely didn't have enough cards in my bin. Go back and check the I don't know if you can see my graveyard. I'm pretty sure I didn't have... It takes 5 other cards to escape Cling. Nah, I think Elspeth's Nightmare is a really good card, Tumos. I think I'd start with 4 of those. And I think if I wanted more Graveyard Hate past the Elspeth's Nightmares, I would likely play copies of, what's the card I'm searching for? Lantern of Insight. Yeah. I think playing, the 2-mana Grafdigger's Cage, I think 2-mana Grafdigger's Cage is really, really embarrassing. I'm gonna hold this for now. I think there's a good chance we cycle this. Soul Guide, whatever it's called. Yeah, the Lantern would be the Graveyard Hit I would play after Nightmare, I think. That's the part where they Kroxa and sack it to draw 2 cards. Honestly, I think I just binding this. And getting a land out faster is appealing. I think stopping them from filling their graveyard up has appeal as well. Rats. If I was good at Magic, I would have drawn a land this turn so I could Soul Shatter in response and brick the second chapter on this. But alas, I am not particularly good. We just draw this here. Alright, they're missing their second red for now. Okay, and again, remember, the Wellspring cannot make mana towards Ugin, so I do need to draw an untapped land here to drop the Janitor into play. If we hit land, we're going to be in a great spot. Man, Fling is real scary. Nothing quite says peak Magic the Gathering like, I hope I draw another land, draw the second copy of my 3 8-drops. Nothing quite says magic like that. Wow, they left Claim the Firstborn in their deck. That's gotta be a mistake, right? Alright, I mean, if we draw an untapped land this turn, we're still in a great spot. Alright, opponent gets to scry 5 here. It's a lot of scry. Basically a graveyard lore. I mean, filling their graveyard, they bottomed 4 cards. Filling their graveyard is like arguably better than the warning shot in chat. That wasn't even a warning shot. The person I just timed out talking about shuffler conspiracy theories. Bugger off. Sug Slucker. Like, stop it. Get some help. There's nothing wrong with the shuffler. The reason why you never, here's the reason why your tiny lizard brain doesn't recall ever seeing people get this unlucky in paper. It's because the raw number of games of Magic that you play in digital Magic are far more than, I should have blocked this. I messed up with my block last turn because they're gonna sack these Mire Tritons now. The raw number of games you play on Arena is much higher than the number of games you play in paper, and your lizard brain remembers the things that feel bad more than it remembers average case scenarios. So the raw number of times that you get mana screwed on Magic Arena is more than paper, because you're just playing more games. That's just how math works. However, the total number of, the percentage of games that you get screwed like that is the same if you're shuffling adequately in paper. And there is a chance that you're not shuffling adequately in paper and you're just like idly cheating, and that, like, you know, more power to you, I guess then. But in general, you feel like it happens more often because the raw number of times it's happening is more frequent. Alright, they didn't have destroy target Ugin here, so we're in a good spot. I can't mana weave online, right? I mean, okay. I mean, if you're gonna make me have it. They don't have another Crocs in here, right? So I don't have to worry about, like, Croxa, claim Croxa, hit me. I'm down to draw a card here, too. You're doing well, Witch Talk. Good morning to you, too. Oh, no! Yikes. That's definitely a sequence that could beat us here. Yep, and there was a claim in their hand, too. Okay, so... Huh. For fuck's sake. Are we gonna lose this game? I think we're gonna lose this game, chat. The sequence just had the completely wrong order of things on top of our deck, huh? If we would have had land and then Ugin instead of Ugin and then land, we'd just be fine. Okay, that's really good. One good top deck deserves another, huh?
How badly will you miss that?
This can deal 3 damage eventually, but again, I don't want to play it in the short term, because if I play it in the short term, they'll get it into their graveyard, which isn't good for us. Lovely.
You can handle a little pain.
This might be a little aggressive. This is definitely a little aggressive. We drew the eliminate though. We have a village rights here. Dead to 2 more Bone Crusher Giants. They haven't played any Bone Crusher. Or dead to Croxa Bone Crusher too. This is a removal spell waiting to be played. Alright, if that's a blink, they're dead. It's not a blink.
Oh, trust me, you won't miss it.
Yeah, Tybalt is great. Card just grinds like nobody's business.
You know what?
Hold Tome for Croxa. Yeah, maybe insulating against Croxa's trigger is ideal. That's lethal, right? These are both odds, so we choose even. Yeah, the way these games played out in practice, the escape card does not seem very good. I'm gonna cut that. Alright, and then I think I definitely want... I think I want the Last Nightmare in the 75. I don't know that I want the Last Nightmare main deck. So I definitely want another one of these. It might be another Soul Shatter too. What do we think for our last couple slots? And do I want these main? It could be these eliminates are maybe the slightly better main deck card. I guess this is pretty flexible. You cling for rogues. I think rogues is going to be a bad matchup no matter how we slice it. And I've got some chainwebs in the sideboard, so chainweb's better than cling against rogues by a lot. I've got 3 of these there to maybe give us a shot, but I think even with a bunch of escape cards, the rogue matchup's going to be pretty brutal. Decks that don't have a clock just aren't very good in that matchup. That's our one that we accept that we're just like punting. Been living Shark Typhoon. Yeah, I could see Shark Typhoon being okay. Thirst. What is Thirst? Blood Chief's Thirst. Nah, I'm not really a big fan of this card right now. Spending 4 mana to kill Lovestruck Beast really sucks. I think if you want more removal diversified, I'd rather have Eliminate than Blood Chief's Thirst. The more I played with this card, the worse it felt. Not a fan of this in the current format. Yeah, I could see Shark Typhoon being okay. Card's just like fine. It's like a win condition sometimes, but also just like cantrips. I played a couple of Typhoons last week and they were fine. Is that the droid I'm looking for? I don't know. All my numbers look really nice. So it's like an adult number of 4 ofs. Just like 2, and then 3 Ugins. I don't know. Win cons are for people that can't play quickly. We'll be okay. Luna, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel. The person that I timed out for posting, what's it called? Conspiracy theories in chat, just DM'd me and they're very upset. They didn't realize it was a conspiracy. Come on, fuck off. Get out of here. Get out of my Discord server. I don't need you. I don't want your $5. Hey, thanks for the 27 months, Enya. I appreciate that. Welcome back. I didn't realize posting a conspiracy theory was a conspiracy theory. Come on. Yeah, it was a long time sub too. They were like they had a sword when I timed them out. They will not be getting that back if they're still here. Like that's unreal. Like I didn't realize saying the shuffler was rigged was a conspiracy theory. Get some help. You know, it's sad to be political for a moment. Stuff like the shuffler is rigged and the earth is flat. I used to laugh off stuff like that because it was just like, haha, this is harmless, it doesn't hurt anyone. But like stupid stuff like that has no basis in reality, that like the world is out to get me, that's 100% the type of stuff that slowly built up to the QAnon bullshit that resulted in terrorists attacking the United States Capitol building. Part of me really wonders, like, if we had cut that bullshit off at the pass and had shut that nonsense down to begin with, would things have gotten that bad? And I really don't think they would have. Like, I think a big part of what let that build up to the terrible boiling point that it hit. I used to just haha, this is funny that they're stupid, but that whole anti-intellectualism thing of rejecting reality and substituting your own because it's convenient, that's 100% what got us to that point. All right, well, our opponent's gonna have plenty of mana. That's fine. And our curve lines up really nice here, right? I get to go land here into Heartless Act the Dragon, into tapped land Wellspring next turn. And I think I actually Heartless Act now, because there's a chance that they're a Village Rites deck. Yeah, it is a little bit like that. It's like watching Trump act like an idiot in the 2016 primaries and thinking, wow, this is entertaining, but no way he ends up the winner. Yeah. Yeah, it's like, well, shit. Oh, you know what? This is loose, right? Because they just get to Heartless Act it. I probably should have played this, actually. I zoned out. I wasn't thinking about this. Hey, chat. Do you know what Valki can exile? Valki can exile artifacts.
It's just a hobby.
There's not a rush to exile this, right? They're out of creatures. I think I go up first to try and ensure that I keep this post down tick. Oh, and we hit Ugin here too now. Perfect. Yeah, plays around Stomp. Is exactly right. Every +2 draws 2 cards is also accurate. The old concede to the cards that are face up. Yep. So they're a little bit bigger red-black deck going up to Dragon, but I think it still just eliminates in Disdainful Strokes out here. I think I like the rest of what we have going on. You always cast Ugin there first, you Tibalt plus. I mean, it's strictly correct to Tibalt plus first in the strictly correct sense, but in the reality sense, like, I'm not hitting anything off either deck. That means I'm not casting Ugin. Ooh, that's a good thought. I could have killed the dragon with the other trigger on the stack. Yeah, I did that earlier, but I missed it in that instance. You're right. There are only 2 different Disdainful Stroke arts on Magic Arena. Believe me, if there were more, I would play more. I was gonna do this and keep my life total high, spend some of my mana this turn. I could Rankle or something this turn. There's some incentive to draw this, but I think I just do this, pass, and then if they don't give me something to shatter, we'll cycle the Triome. Am I cycling the Triome? I kind of want to hit all my lands, huh? Ooh, that's pretty good. All right, Soul Shatter it is. Actually, am I shattering?
For new minions, care to volunteer?
I think I'd rather binding her, right? I think I'd rather bind her. You think Liliana's into this, chat? She strikes me as someone who might be into this sort of thing.
I can see I'm not wanted.
Threatening her with a good time. Alright, there's the dragon. That's true. She's probably doing the binding. That's a fair critique. Okay, so they're out of lands. I have another binding is excellent. Yeah, I think we just use this other binding now. Do we use the other binding? Huh. Yeah, they don't have any creatures in their bin for this, right? I think we just let them have the throne. I'm gonna give them a creature, but I think that's fine too. This guarantees that I find a 7th land, which means if I don't draw the untapped land next turn, I'll be able to have Tibalt in 2 turns from now, which is great. Hezlick, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel this morning. Nailed the untapped land. Don't need more blue of more colors at this point. Alright, if we can dodge a dragon here. Ooh, they hit a Croxa. Pretty good.
Surely you can handle a little pain.
Concession Ugin! Yay!
The path of the fool.
Hey, Coley, thanks for the entire year. Welcome back. I appreciate you keeping me around. Yeah, I like the feel of this deck a lot. It's basically working exactly how I wanted it to. Like, it's got the best parts of the Jund deck from yesterday, which is the Tibalt, and it still gets to play Disdainful Stroke and Negate for the Yorion matchups. Which is pretty phenomenal. Feels good, man. The mana's been super consistent, which feels good. Was a little worried about the mana potentially. It's just not been a problem at all. I would expect the Sultai Ultimatum matchup to be hard, but not impossible. Let's find out. It looks like that's what this is. You're shocked at how well this deck is doing? Why? I think from a theory standpoint, this deck is very sound. Hey, awesome, Bruhaha. You love to see it. Want to buy main deck Stroke? Yeah, main deck Stroke's definitely our best draw. It's not close. Okay, so they're short a bunch of black mana currently. So I think we take the Epiphany to start, he said, before his opponent hit the card. I think we're just passing, right? Or we're playing a land, obviously. I don't think we're using the Nightmare this turn, is the TLDR. We could be at a point where... Yeah, I have mixed feelings on the hiding stuff from discard with Foretell. It removes a pretty important layer of interaction. Like it basic like the foretell cards make having counter spells of your own more important, which feels bad. That's super unfortunate that they have these stupid birds here. The fact that they drew their one-ofs here is a rough beat. Really needed to draw a one of our 2 exile cards this turn. I can't play Wellspring, so we're just gonna get tapped off of it next turn. I think we're just nightmaring one of these tokens. We're not in a good spot though. One of the things that's neat about Wellspring is if we Wellspring on 5, we can technically Tibalt on 6 in the event that something like this isn't happening. We're probably dead though with their removal spell up here. Although I guess this is gonna take the removal spell out of their hand, right? The fact that my opponent drew so many of their bombs in their first few cards in their 80 card deck kind of sucks for us. Oh gosh, they're gonna get to blink the Kiora here, aren't they? Yeah, they have exactly 8. They're gonna draw Yorion and blink the best the Sea God. Yeah. I would not be surprised if this ends up overbearing in this format. Was really surprised they didn't ban this card and instead they nerfed all the companions. I think that was a really bad decision. And then we're dead here now, right? I mean, that game highlighted why having a bunch of counter spells is good though, right? Like they just have a bunch of expensive spells that you want to be able to get rid of. Heartless Act comes out here. I know we were hoping to draw Extinction Event at the end there. What do we like better here? Is Extinction Event better or is Soul Shatter better? They both kind of suck, I guess. Do we just split them 2 and 2? It's probably just split them 2 and 2, huh? You had 3 Disdainful Strokes in hand and lost to Crawling Barrens. We like Shatter better? Yeah, I like that. So I like that Extinction Event gets their the fact that this can't kill the Kiora token when they have birds from the extra turn card really sucks. I think I coward split here. All right, who's banking on drawing a couple of lands? This guy. The birds cost more than Krakens. No, they're all the same converted mana cost. All tokens have CMC 0. When they're split, the person that controls them gets to pick. But they have a bird and a Kraken, they can choose to sack the bird. It's not power, it's CMC. But a stop on our upkeep here, so if we don't see a land on top at end of turn with this, we can scry on the upkeep. Nailed it. Should've just had some faith, chat. I don't think I played this out aggressively. I think I plan to just draw a card here. We'll put a stop on the upkeep because if we don't draw a land with this, we'll want to scry on our upkeep to try and hit the 4th land drop. Well, I don't think beggars can be choosers in this instance. Yeah, the opponent's archetype is very bad against the blue-red flash deck, whereas I think the deck that we're playing is actually quite good there. Do we want to scry on upkeep? Yeah, probably. It hurts not getting to draw actual cards with this, but that's correct, I think. Hey, thanks for the 5 months, Fig. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Alright, they're keeping us out of their hand, huh? Hey, Factor Fiction, thanks for the quarter of a year. Good morning, good morning. Rough. I think we just do this and take them off their Mazemind Tome. Usually these decks don't play copies of Yorion. I mean, I think there's a chance that this archetype that our current opponent is playing is likely to become one of the better decks in the format. It won the SCG tournament this past weekend, has been Sultai control. Largely, this variation has been largely represented in a number of the events so far. So that this type of deck being present in the metagame is definitely something that could make blue-red flash have staying power. Yeah, I understand your username, Factor Fiction, because I'm a Magic Boomer. Have you chatted in Gabriel Nassif's chat? I bet Nassif would know what your username means. Which, for people who aren't Magic Boomers, EOTFOFYL stands for End of Turn Factor Fiction, you lose. Magic was basically a different game then. Wiki! Thanks for 13 months. Welcome back. So it's like Splinter Twin. Yeah, exactly. You get it. You understand. Nah, I'm gonna draw for a land and be greedy. I don't have any counterspells, so like I think we just jam. They have ultimatum here, they have ultimatum. Yeah, it probably beats us. I guess we have Extinction Event here. If they get like Vorn clicks, extra turn, Kiora Best to See God, we like put extra turns back into their deck, and then we take 6 and then we Extinction Event them. That's how that plays out. Yeah, it's not too terrible for us. Oh, huh. Mm-hmm. Think we put Valki back and give them the other two? You wanna put Vorn clicks back? I don't know, I'm at 24, I'm taking 18, I'm done on 18, then I'm taking 8. Would a Historic deck be 25 or 50? Well, all Magic decks are 50. I don't know that I'm interested in playing Historic in the short term. Mazemind Tome was in that menu because I have no idea. I was gonna say because it's an exile, but it's not actually an exile. It was in their graveyard. Oh, they just have all the Elrond's Epiphanies. And this lets them draw cards equal to their hand size +1. Yeah. And this is the other thing too, Urkandar, thanks for the 42 months. People have been asking about, like, is it worth giving up the dragons? And so I added blue to the Jund deck because I wanted counter spells for this matchup. But there's a good chance that even with the counter spells, the opponent's deck is just so greedy we can't win anyways. So rather than adding a color to my deck to try and make that matchup better, we just accept that, like, if we're playing a deck like what we're playing, that we're punting that matchup. That could very realistically be the solution, just like accept that we're not winning there. And I don't know that I want to have a Maze's End deck. Yeah, I'm not playing that. Let me rephrase. I'll play that for $100, but I'd like the deck, like, yeah, $100 is that this deck is terrible and I want Jeff to lose for an hour with it price. $50 is the this deck might be fine and Jeff will probably enjoy it price. Can you get to $100 by pooling? No. One person has to send me $100. Yeah, like in the Uro format where you like die on turn 3 and 4 and 5, like that just sounds awful. No interest in experiencing that. All right, pretty sure we're just playing this as a discard spell with suspend 1. How much to have me slam my hand in a card door? Probably like $1,000, because that would hurt and possibly break something. Yeah, let me rephrase. The price is different if it's crowdfunded. It's not that you can't crowdfund it, it's that the pricing is different. That's the real answer. Also, for people that are new here, large donations have to come from someone who's been a sub for a long time or in a way they can't be refunded. So I don't take donations over $100 on PayPal. Has to be bits or cashier's check mailed to my PO box. Because I'm not new. Maybe I should have Soul Shattered it into turn or get, like, negated here. Have people done that before? When I did the owl costume forever ago, I had someone charge back, like, a $300 donation. So yeah, it does happen. That was, since then, anything over $100, I just automatically refund. I tell people if they want to donate that much, they need to do it via a way they can't be charged back. Because for people that aren't familiar, like, you basically can't win chargebacks as a streamer. And people can charge back the money that they donate, like, up to years later. There's a very, very big chargeback. You know, like, when the owl thing got charged back, it was like 8 months after the fact. You always lose as the seller on PayPal. Is accurate. Did I say years? I meant months. It depends. It actually, what the chargeback window is, depends on the credit card company. So some credit card companies let you do years. It depends on what contract you have with the credit card company. So PayPal doesn't set the terms of the chargeback. The credit card company that the person sending money with does, or whatever their bank is. We're just looking for Ugins and Timolts at this point, right? what reason they give for the chargeback. It doesn't matter. They just like lie and say whatever they want and they get their money back. It wasn't me, LOL, chargeback approved is basically what it was. At least this sub can't be charged back. Thanks for the 22 months, Vakarian. Yeah, and honestly, people ask, like, you know, Twitch takes a cut of money that comes through their platform, right, to support themselves. And they're like, well, why would you take money through Twitch? Why would you want bits instead of direct donations? The biggest upside to doing things through Twitch is Twitch deals with all of that. Like all of the chargeback nonsense and things like that. Twitch handles all of it. It's just something I don't have to worry about. So as is often the case, it's paying for convenience. You're paying for a service. Alright, shit. I'm gonna do something we did earlier that also went over well. I'm gonna let folks vote on what deck they want to see played next after this match. We're gonna change decks after this match. Feel free to vote for what you'd like to see. There's five minutes up there to vote starting now. I have no promise that the decks on that list are reasonable and competitive. They're just piles of cards that I have sitting in my deck editor. I am allowing people to vote extra with bits and shillings. These bits can't be charged back either. Put them towards dealer choice. Thank you, Full Metal. Appreciate it. Yeah, I upped the price on what it costs to spend extra on shillings this time. This time through. Of course you can vote multiple times. This is a democracy. What do you think this is? Yikes. -3 sweeper. Is that the one where you choose a creature type and everything not that type gets it? I don't know. I'm not a big fan of sweepers in general in this format, Charizard. In general, I think most of the sweepers are bad. I'm not a huge fan of them. Oh, that's a good thought, Lampton. If I would have bound this and then Heartless Act in response, yeah, that's a much better line.
Trickery is just a hobby.
Are you having actual democracy? Not really, because you can spend channel points and you can spend bits to vote extra. So like there's been 1,800 votes cast and there's only 1,000 people here. Well, that worked out pretty poorly. I think this current standard format's probably pretty reasonable, Darnia. It's the first time in a long time that Magic has had a new format and there wasn't just a clearly best thing week 1. Which is very refreshing. Yeah, I messed this up. The turn that I could have done this plus Heartless Act to beat the Shepherd was definitely the line. I definitely messed up by not doing that sequence. My candidate lost, and I spent shillings. I need to take this to the Supreme Court. Alright, we're done. And all I'm hearing is this vote is pay to win. It is pay to win. It is in fact confirmed pay to win. Well, these Disdainful Strokes are really bad. These Eliminate seem good. Click submit. Let's draw some of our card advantage this game. Not having Tibalt, Mazemind Tome, or Ugin there hurt a lot. It's like Black Devotion is in the lead here. Shuffler confirmed broken, thanks to the 20 months. And by the way, people who are spending like all of their shillings bumping up a deck here, I am intending to do this with some frequency on stream. So like, you know, don't blow your entire load if you want to do it again at some point. Once or twice a week at least. Yeah, this is fine, right? You go black into green and we can cast most of our spells. Don't tell me what to do with my shillings. Thirsty Kane contributed 383,000 channel points. Beansy contributed 1,800 bits. Does it not tell me when people are using bits? Thank you for the bits. I thought it would have said in chat when people were cheering bits. Hey, we're gonna play Black Devotion. Shuffler confirmed broken. Thanks for the 20 months. Welcome back. And I figured we'd have a lot of people sitting on channel points, so I imagine the next couple of votes too might have a lot of people spending channel points, but I imagine that we'll have less of that the more consistently we do the voting, which is good. Bump Tiber Luca, this joke is worth 30k shillings. So yeah, I might take the deck bump channel point rewards down, because I don't think I'm really gonna be using those consistently anymore. I don't think we're not really gonna have a deck queue, because with me upping the price, it basically means that there won't be decks in the queue waiting to be played. If you donate to have a Magic deck played, it's gonna get played that day or the day after. Yeah, I agree, Savid. Feels like a good mix. The polls allow me to keep the community involved in what we're playing a little bit, but it lets me still largely dictate which decks we're playing, which feels like a healthy middle ground. You can't bulk discount the votes, no. It's not a feature Twitch offers. take the rest of my bits, because why not? That's very generous of you, Beansy. Thank you. The deck I voted for won, so I approve of this new system. Could we put our shillings into a hedge fund? I would like to short the stock on 4-color control. It's secretly bad. It's going to crash. Secretly bad. That's fair. If you're into making bad decisions with your money, by the way, there is a capitalism casino channel in the subs Discord if you want to talk about such things with other Hoaglandians. It's under the special interest section towards the bottom. Damn it, Bernie Sanders. Yeah, you take those lands. Nice, indestructible. I got edicts and exiles for days, opponent. Do this all week. Alright, I'm gonna bind this, and they'll finally use this. This gets me a land next turn. Would I draft for $50? 100%. FA, thanks for the 22 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. I think I have almost a dozen draft tokens from all the times I bought those stupid pre-order packs. The moose is loose, chat. Read. Can I just do this, right? They have no cards left, we get a 4/4. Everybody's favorite Ugin! A concession Ugin!
And fleeting. Cherish what you do not ignore.
They must be playing Scalds, right? Like, are they a Jeskai deck without that card? I think I'm happy with how I boarded it. Let's run it back. The game went much better because we saw one of our 12 pieces of card advantage. 11 pieces of card advantage. Ugin Tibalt Maze are the cards we're looking for. All right, we're gonna play some Black Devotion because that was the winner of the one very democratic voting that we just had. No, all Magic content submissions are $50. Otherwise, we just do what I want. Are deadweights good for the 3-1? Nah, probably. That doesn't seem good enough. I think I'd rather have the instant speed interaction. We're gonna play Mono Black Control for a hot second, so you should be good. Or Mono Black Devotion, not Mono Black Control, Mono Black Devotion. If you don't board in Deadweight for Perfect Pet, Robber, when do you board it? In Mono White and Mono Red aggro. I guess they did have Robber too. I don't know. I've got 6 2-mana Doomblades. I've got a bunch of Elspeth Conquers Deaths. Maybe Deadweight's better than Elspeth's Nightmare. Elspeth's Nightmare's kind of whatever. Deadweight is primarily there for killing the 3-1 that makes itself indestructible. The 3-1 that makes itself indestructible is very hard for decks like ours to beat in a lot of situations. So I wanted more ways to kill that card. Yeah, all the Hollowblade decks is mostly what it's there for. It's also fine against Mono Red from a resource efficiency standpoint, but it's primarily there as 1 mana kill target Hollowblade. Yeah, like, if these were Deadweights, the scene's probably a little better. I don't know, it's fine. Opponent's deck doesn't seem particularly fast. I guess maybe if they have, like, Robber on 2, they could be quick. How's Management Truce? Good Space Martian. I like the standard format. I don't know that I'd call this standard format, like, RTR good, but it's, like, it's fun. If I'm being completely honest, the cards I was expecting to be overwhelming in this format to start haven't been so far. There's a lot less Embercleaves than I was expecting. Is anything ever going to be RTR good? Maybe. My one hope for Magic over the next year is that I hope by the time we get Khans or Eldritch Moon on Magic Arena, they ban Uro in Historic. That's all I want, Wizards. I just want you to ban Uro before you print those sets onto this client. Because I would like to play with those cards again, but if I never play against Uro again, it'll be too soon. I'm not greedy. I think yeah, I'm not even like, Muxus is just like another combo thing. I just want to be able to play a fair deck and not feel like my fair deck is strictly worse than it otherwise could be because it's not playing Uro. I would like to lose a lot of games of Magic with Elder Deep Fiend in my deck. That is a gorgeous island. We're not wrong. I assume fetch lands just won't be printed on Arena. Their goal of backprinting sets is to eventually get historic on Arena. So there's really no reason to put cards that aren't legal in Pioneer onto here. Then when they do cons or whatever, it'll be like a KTK remastered like we've seen before. Their goal is to eventually have Pioneer on Arena, so all of their back printing sets are cards that are Pioneer legal. I might have said there's so many formats, I might have pushed it up. Yes, their goal is to get Pioneer on this application, which means a lot of their reprints are prioritized as cards that are in that format. Pioneer does not have fetch lands, is correct. I forgot if I click that, it doesn't let me attack. Whatever. Space Martian, thank you for the 13 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Keeping me around. Eliminate. Eliminate. I wonder if they drew a protection spell, because they didn't play this out last turn, so I wouldn't be surprised if they have a thing to make this survive. And Fight is one here is exactly why I didn't play my removal spell pre-combat, because I didn't want to take extra damage instead of combat when they protected it. Do you think that's still the goal? Yeah, it's definitely still the goal. I mean, I don't like anybody that thought Pioneer was coming super quickly had a pretty unrealistic expectations. Like getting that many cards implemented isn't going to be a quick process. They are in fact playing Showdown. Yeah, but it's playing like Jeskai tempo with Showdown and card advantage. We'll see if they want to play this or not here. They don't have any protection for it, and they can only play it till the end of next turn, so I imagine they're just supposed to jam. Yeah, a lot of people aren't familiar with Magic Online's timelines. And Magic, so something that people don't actually know, technically the formats that you're playing on Magic Online aren't Vintage or Legacy. Only Modern and Pioneer and Standard have the entireties of their formats on Magic Online. Magic Online does not contain every Legacy or Vintage legal card. It doesn't. It contains almost all of the playable cards in those formats, I believe. But there are some fringe cards that occasionally see play that aren't legal, that aren't on the platform. Hey, Monster. Thanks for the 25 months. Good morning and welcome back. Someone said they actually fixed the clock bug on Moto.
Make no mistake.
I haven't loaded that application in 6 months, so I can't confirm that, but someone mentioned it did actually get fixed. Shadows over Innistrad is a fun set as well, though. So, okay. gonna get a big hit in here. They get to diddle my Wellspring with their Giant Killer. Oh, they get to kill it with that Giant Killer. Yeah, okay. And they get to play this out. Oh, they're probably gonna bounce the Scalds, right? I imagine with one of these. And they can kill Tybalt, or they can crack me for... Oh no, not my card. Ugin, the kids made a mess. Can you clean up after them?
Unutilized knowledge is rotting. All creation can be undone. Not threaten me. My flames burn beyond pacific.
I too say all creation can be undone when I sweep the kitchen. Do 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 do. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Waiting. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. So, this deck was functional. We cast all of our spells consistently. The mana worked. Most of our spells were good. The one question in my mind is it worthwhile? So the big reason I wanted to add the 4th color blue into the Jund Shell we played yesterday was because I want Disdainful Stroke to help in the Ultimatum matchups, and we still got just dumpstered by the Ultimatum deck. And obviously it was only one match. I would like to see that play out again, but this deck works, so we can do it. Now, I'm confident saying, yes, we can. The question I need to ask myself is, do I want to? So is it worth playing these blue cards in the deck? And I don't have an answer to that question. I need to play more games. I need more data points. We're probably going to revisit this tomorrow and Thursday, or one or both days. Someone asked, what am I playing on Saturday? I don't know yet. And for whatever reason, F2K wants us to submit deck lists Thursday night for the Saturday tournament. So I've only got 2 more days after today to figure it out. But this is in contention. I like these Mopey control decks. Valki and Ugin have been a great pair. I've been enjoying winning games with these cards. So I would not be surprised if it's something. Did we lose anything by playing Jag? A sideboard slot. So, like, we literally had the deck built and we were in the first match and someone's like, hey, Jeff, the Wellspring is free in your deck. You just lose a sideboard slot. I was like, yep, it is. So we slotted it in. This is fine. I think if we had to give up any spells we wanted to play for this card, it wouldn't be worth it. I wouldn't give up any spells that were good, but I just, like, literally wasn't playing anything that I needed to give up other than one sideboard slot for this. So at the cost of a sideboard slot, it seems fine. All right, and we had folks